Nola, show me the party. Let me hear the people say, hey.
With growth comes growing pains. Let's talk about it on another episode, Lanyard Podcast. It's your man, Big Pop, Lanyard Podcast, and another episode, another loss. It's all good. Growth is hard, you know. You have to go through these things in order to reach your ultimate goal. So here we go. Saints are now 1-6 with this loss to the Chicago Bears. Of all people, man, come on. 26-14 to the Bears. Um, and if they never score over 20 points, they probably won't win another game this year. So just keep that in mind. Into these stats though, um, first down, Bears 23, Saints 16. Third down efficiency, 3 of 10 for the Saints, 3 of 12 for the Bears. Fourth down for the Bears, 1 of 1. Saints 0 of 2. Am I seeing this right? Rushing yards for the Saints, 44. 222 for the Bears. That's pitiful. Passing yards, 209 for the Saints, 164 for the Bears. Total yards, 253 for the Saints, 386 for the Bears. Sacks, Saints had 1 sack, Bears had 4 sacks. Interceptions, uh, Caleb Williams threw 1, Rattler threw 3. Doesn't mean that he had a bad game, but he did have a bad game. So punts, Saints had 3 for a 42.3 yard average, and the Bears had 3 for 43 yard average. Penalties, Saints had 5 for 30, and the Bears had 10 for 92. So baby steps, we're improving in some areas, we're blowing up completely in others. Fumbles lost, Saints lost 1, Bears lost 2. And time of possession, Saints 23-41, Bears 36-19. So there's absolutely no way the Bears lose this game. The box score says it all. Um, yeah, man, it's just growing pains. I mean, that's all you can really say. You know, it was time for us to rebuild. This is what comes with the rebuild. A team that's, not really roster driven. You know, deficiencies in a lot of the areas in a lot, mainly skill positions, wide receivers, um, running backs, tight ends definitely, um, and interior offensive line. And that's just on the offense, right? Defense. I mean, we know secondary, edge rusher. I think linebacker will be fine, especially once Stutzman gets to get on the field and start playing. But other than that, special teams, we have no pop. Kicker, I don't know how many times I gotta say it, but at least bring in some competition for him, man. You know, uh, I was I was talking to my man Ghost. I'm gonna try to get him on Lanyard Pod, But anyway, I told him growth is ugly. You know, our roster is built to compete 5 years ago, plain and simple. And he replied with, "Yeah, it'll be about 3 more years before we actually see this roster turnover to where we can even start competing." And that's true. So, you know, it's gonna take patience from the diehards from the Who Dat Nation. All right, into some of these individual stats. Spencer Rattler, 20 of 32, 233 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 3 interceptions, sacked 4 times. What else can he do? He pretty much has to do it all. Olave showed up big today, but we'll get into that. But I mean, he put the ball out there. He's taking more chances downfield, and with that comes more possibilities of being intercepted. So, you can't really fault him for that. Now that last one, throwing in the quadruple coverage, trying to hit the tight end for maybe a 4 yard gain. Now, if you're gonna take the risk, take it downfield. But that was, yeah, not good. Fumbles. I mean, you got to protect the ball inside the pocket. Outside the pocket too. But man, you can't run around in there with one hand on the ball. They're looking to strip you. So, uh, Chris Olave for receiving 5 for 98, 2 touchdowns. Man showed up today, so good job there. But we didn't really get anything else. Juwan Johnson, 5 catches, 79 yards, but those were, garbage time. Uh, Rashid Shaheed, 4 for 40. Taysom Hill, 2 for 12. Cooks, 1 for 3, and Kamara, 3 for 1. I mean, it's just, I don't know what to say about the way that they're using AK. You know, I know we can't go back to the Sean Payton era, nothing like that, but it's just a travesty to see one of the great receiving backs of our generation not being used in that way. But anyway, rushing, Kamara, 11 for 28. Rattler, 2 for 12. Kendre Miller, 1 for 7. Devin Neal, 1 for 1. And Taysom Hill, 2 for -4. So running game just wasn't working today. Then Kendre got hurt. I don't know if it's a serious knee issue or what have you. Um, and then our center got hurt again. You know, and you took him away last year, and the season just went belly up. So are we gonna have that again this year? And I'm going over the defensive stats just because I have to. I mean, there's one impact play, and that was the Quincy Riley interception. Um, maybe a couple stops here and there on third down, but Demario Davis, 6 tackles, 4 assists. Kool Aid, 5 tackles. Alante, 4 tackles, 3 assists. Reed had 4 tackles, 2 assists. Sanker, 3 tackles, 2 assists. Chase Young, half a sack, 2 tackles. Other half a sack went to Breezy. Yeah, that's about it. Whoop de doo. Really at the end of the day, I mean, Dennis Allen always did good against rookie and young quarterbacks. He always devised a plan that would confuse and disrupt timing and things like that. And he did that today. So kudos to him. Um, you know, I still think the Bears are a trash team. You know, uh, and one thing I'll never forgive them was something that happened. Man, I think it was 2006, and it was the NFC Championship game, yeah. And a Bears fan was shown with a sign saying the Bears are gonna finish what Katrina started. That kind of made it more than football right there. So ever since then, yeah, Falcons are rivals, Cowboys rivals, Bears just don't exist. So you do with that information what you will. But again, anyway, you know, another loss, another growing pain. We can't jump ship. We can't turn our back on Rattler. Um, better days are coming. It's going to be a while, but better days are coming. Uh, Eventually, I think the quarterback, the coach, the offense will get in sync and they will start performing at a level consistently on which they need to. Right now, you just can't have it. And we were getting healthy, but now with Eric McCoy, it's like he has a major injury. Hopefully not. Keeping my fingers crossed. And Kendre Miller, you know, who knows, but he might have a major injury as well. Um, Hopefully we can make something shake. Hopefully we have the backup and the depth pieces in order to cover up for these players. You know, man, I just don't want to see what happened with the offensive line last year happen again this year with no Eric McCoy. But we'll see. You know, again, growing pains. So it is what it is. It's your man, Big Pop. Another episode of Lanyard Podcast. Like, follow, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what y'all think of these growing pains and how long you think it'll last. I'll let you boy. Peace.
I'm in the NOLA, show me the party. Let me hear the people say, hey.